All right, welcome everyone to another episode of the Pros Talk. I'm your host, Dave Annable from the Ontario Approved Professionals. And with me today, I've got Neal Pedder from Thousand Islands Toyota. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Dave. How are you?
I'm doing well. We're staring down some gorgeous spring weather today.
Wonderful with me, 16 degrees.
Yeah, so what a great time to talk cars.
It is.
I'm sure you got a few convertibles.
Not yet.
No?
No.
Well, we can put the windows down and get them into something sporty.
You can.
So, Neal, I mean, I've known you. We met kind of nonchalantly, and I think immediately had this mutual respect, and we were able to continue talking and learning and evolving a bit with each other.
Most definitely.
Yeah, so it's been pretty cool. So I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be a fun chat.
Good.
So with this program, man, we want to know a little bit about Neal before we dive into the Thousand Islands Toyota scene.
Sure.
But what's a cool thing that people should know about Neal?
Well, I've been in a retail management environment for probably 30 years. Have a massive interest in men's clothing. Had my own men's store in the GTA before I came to Brockville about 5 years ago. Have a passion for English Premier League soccer. So
that's cool.
Have a favorite team, Manchester United.
Okay.
Hence, well, I've got red on today too.
That's one of the sports. I think I spoke to Tony Barris a little bit about sports, and he caught me left side because I think he was a bit of wrestling and NASCAR stuff.
All right.
But soccer, I think when you come to Canada, correct me if I'm wrong, when you come to Canada and you talk to somebody that's a hardcore football player, American football,
yes,
they're not into soccer.
No.
I'm one of those guys.
Yeah. And you either are or you're not.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried watching the FIFA World Cup stuff because everyone's like, if you want to get into it, that's top notch.
Right.
Watching the countries go at it or whatever.
Yeah.
I've tried. I've been into it a few times, but I mean, to watch it regularly, 2 hours waiting for a goal. I don't know.
It's the waiting part.
It is.
Yeah, it's the waiting part. But
amazing athletes.
Oh,
I mean, you
incredible.
couldn't run that field as much as, it's a big field.
Most definitely.
Oh,
yeah,
it's
they're
crazy.
very fit. Very, yeah.
Yeah. So then, and I guess like the retail end of things where you say you're into clothes, you're always well dressed. I've noticed that. I wasn't shocked when you said you were into men's retail or men's clothing. So that's pretty cool. And then, so Thousand Islands Toyota, give us a nutshell of what people should expect. Just give us a good 5-10 minutes. Give us a talk. What people should expect.
Yeah.
How things are going. And,
Yeah.
and I'll interlude with some stuff, but just
Okay.
Thousand Islands Toyota. What do people need to know?
Great. Well, the business has been there. It's been in 2 locations, but been open just over 40 years. It's in the Walker family, and it's still run by the Walker family, which is great. Gives you hometown feel. The boys over there look after their people 100%. The place I wanted to work for, so I can sell something with integrity, and I've got integrity behind me.
Yeah.
When we're talking to someone, we're not BSing anyone. We're able to give them honest to goodness numbers. We have a lot of people coming from outside of town, Kingston, Ottawa, Toronto. People come down for cars. So it's been in the community for a long time.
Yeah, Rick Walker had the original one, which was down on King Street off of Center.
Yes.
That's the one I remember. I think it was Doyle's GM or something like that was there in Thousand Islands Toyota. They're both gone. But everyone's moved uptown.
And moved uptown.
Yeah, but you guys have that, it's, I say new, but man, it's built
20 odd years ago now.
Yeah. I was working for a surveyor locally when it got built, and I was involved in the project, and I remember thinking, why are they building up there? And now it's that's a pretty hot corner.
It's a premium corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get some people that rush in up on that corner too, because it's been 2 accidents now, people blowing through.
They come throh the lights there, and they don't.
They do. That's why you got that little ramp.
Yeah.
It's quick right to the service bay.
It is. We a year and a bit ago, we had a car come right into the sign.
Yeah, that's the one I remembered last. It was just insane.
Yeah.
But I mean, great location, great looking building.
Yeah.
And as far as Toyota goes, I've been told, I haven't driven a Toyota before.
Okay.
I've driven I was hardcore GM growing up, but then I've gotten into the sampling now, per se. But I've heard a lot of people say that once you get into it and you're used to Toyota, you won't switch back.
Correct. And it's understanding the product, understanding the history of Toyota, looking at what they've done over the years. 44 million Corollas have been sold.
Wow.
It's more, the Volkswagen Beetle, so Corolla surpassed the Beetle in 1997, and it's the most sold vehicle in the world.
You gotta wonder how long it takes, because, I mean, the Beetle, it's like an icon.
Yes.
But I didn't know that you guys surpassed it in 97. I mean, that's 20 years ago.
Yeah.
How long until it's like punch buggy because of Toyota,
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's a cool fact. Like
Yeah.
if you're outselling those numbers, like that car you see everywhere. Now I see
Sure.
Toyotas everywhere too. I mean, they're definitely more and more. And I know the Walker family throughout the years, I mean, they've been around that long because it's been sustained by the community.
Sure.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got many customers that are family, whether it's the grandparents, their kids, and the great grandkids.
So it goes to prove that once you drive
generational.
once you drive one, it kind of gets with you. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, if generational's happening, those 16-year-olds probably practiced on it and learned on it and just got used to that brand and that style and feel of drive, because all cars are different.
Yeah, when I'm speaking with young people that their parents are bringing them to the dealership for an entry-level vehicle, they're familiar with the car already. They've been practicing on it at home with mom and dad.
Exactly.
So it just morphs into, I'm comfortable with this car. They know the safety of the vehicle, which has a massive reputation with Toyota.
Big time. That's the part I do know
Yeah.
about Toyota, and you can go right into that. I mean, the safety tests and exceeding measures that Toyota has is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So you want to touch on that a bit? Like,
We can
put
touch
you
on
the
it.
spot.
That's all right. The safety sense that Toyota has lane departure alert, dynamic radar cruise control. They've got pedestrian detection, low light bicycle detection. So
that's a cool one.
It'll detect the spokes of a wheel. So if you're in Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal, you're at a light, you're looking this way and a bike's coming this way, this vehicle won't go forward. It'll recognize that there's something in front and won't go.
Wow.
Yeah,
And then the radar detection, like the cruise radar detection.
Yeah, so it basically looks down the road.
Yeah.
There's two different radars that look down the road. They look at the lines, as long as it can see the lines. And, excuse me.
Yeah.
The car will keep you in the middle of the lane, and look down, and it'll notice a vehicle in front of you and slow you down. If they happen to be going slower than you, it'll slow you down to, say, 105 on the highway. You're doing 110. It'll slow you down so there's no accident. You're able to indicate. As soon as you indicate and turn that wheel, you're going back up to 110 again.
Okay, so it's got kind of the pause, resume, but just going down probably 5 kilometers at a time or whatever. It slows down to match that vehicle.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think one of the complacency things with humans, us, is, distracted driving has obviously been a massive factor with all this technology that they've put into cars now. Because,
Yes.
I mean, this stupid thing, this wonderful device,
Yeah.
I'm guilty sometimes of seeing it and distracting, and really that half a second.
That's all it takes.
Yeah, I never knew about that radar cruise control thing.
Yeah.
Is that new to Toyota? Is it a Toyota thing, and then people are picking it up now?
You're seeing more of that. We've had it in the vehicles probably for 4 or 5 years. It's now fine-tuning itself.
Yeah.
You're seeing it in other manufacturers' vehicles. Yeah. But Toyota, there was a test in the States IIHS, the insurance company, and they had 4 vehicles. There was Toyota, Honda, and there was BMW, and I think Subaru.
Right.
3 of them, except for the BMW, stopped before the pedestrian. The BMW ran over the pedestrian
For all intent
in
purposes,
the test.
it was probably a fake pedestrian.
It certainly was.
Crash test dummy.
It was a crash.
Neal's not comparing people to human trial and error. But no, that's a cool feature. And I like to, like, the car industry seems to be one of those ones, as much as you guys, you're looking for that cool, innovative car design, all the safety features seems to be like a mass play. Like they're all working to make it better.
It's
and if
all
Toyota
up
comes
front.
out, if Toyota comes out with something cool,
Yeah.
and like let's say this cruise radar thing was Toyota's thing, we would expect to see it within a year in other cars.
Most definitely.
Yeah, they're not honing in to make their car safe and everyone else is not.
No.
I think that's pretty cool
Yeah.
because it's like the evolution. Going back to the Model Ts.
Well,
There wasn't horse radar.
No.
Right? Because you go back, I love history. So when you go back and look at photos when the Model Ts and that first generation of, and I guess it was Fords, that first generation came out, they had troubles with them because the tires and axles weren't set up for the dirt roads, but the mass of the population couldn't afford these things. I believe they retailed for about $400 or $500 when they first came out.
Yeah.
There was horses and carriages and people just biking on the big wheels instead. So, and there wasn't painted lines on dirt. There wasn't, you could drive here and horses can go there. Think about those things with somebody that's never even operated a motorized something.
Yeah.
Wheeling down a city street.
Yeah.
And there's
Had to be flexible.
Can you imagine how many accidents there were? Like, we say we're bad now, but pedestrians, bikes, horses, people that had never even seen a vehicle before, these things come ripping down the street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'd like to go back in time just to see that. Just witness one. Just witness one. Why didn't they have America's Funniest Home Videos back then?
Oh, no. It would have to take a while with that little box camera, right?
yeah. Hold.
Stand still.
Imagine running it with this tripod to try to catch it. So safety's one thing, but then I guess Toyota, I mean, you got some pretty sleek designs.
That's some awesome designs. We have just released about 3 years ago the new Supra, and that now comes in 2 engine styles. So you've got the 300 and I think it's near 400 horsepower.
That'll go.
Supra. And there is the one with the 2-point, it's like a 4-cylinder engine in it. But just driving that around the parking lot, to park it inside when we park it at night, just a beautiful vehicle.
Yeah, so I guess the treat is you get to, test these things out. And
just in the parking lot.
It's like a fine wine. You got to try it first.
You got to try it first to experience it. They just hold you like a glove. Yeah.
We have a son that he's doing car detailing now for one of the local dealerships.
Nice.
And he's enjoying it. He loves it. And he's got a bit of attention span issues. So I think having a different vehicle, it makes the same daunting task every day good for him.
A little
the
different.
biggest thing that he looks for is, well, I know right now he's waiting for all the Camaros to come out. Because he gets to pull them into the base.
Right.
So he actually gets to drive some of these dream cars that he may never be able to afford.
Yeah. But he gets in it.
Oh, so with you, with what you just said, that must be something pretty cool. Because there was something last spring, Chris posted a photo of a car that came in that he was pretty excited about.
It was the Supra.
That's what it was. Yeah. And we'll make sure we have, while we're talking, we'll get a photo of this thing up for everyone listening and watching on YouTube. They'll be able to see it while we're chatting. Yeah. But I remember seeing, I think I said to one of my assistants here at the Approved Professionals office, I was like, Chris doesn't post a lot, but he seems pretty excited about that car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a nice car.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've sold 4, I think 5, since they've been launched. And you had to launch this vehicle, you had to say, we will take the special kit, because there was a mechanics kit that you had to buy as a dealership to be able to look after this vehicle.
And that's kind of like the EVs too, right? Like you guys have some EV vehicles, like the.
We're We are a plug-in. We have plug-in hybrids right now with Toyota, and we have certified mechanics that are able to do hybrid vehicles.
Because I remember there's another dealership that I asked them, I was like, why don't you have the EVs? And it was because they didn't have the service kit yet, but also this dealership, their brand, and I'm asking if this is the same for you guys. Like, before you could sell EVs, did you have to have a plug-in and the licensed mechanic for it?
Yes.
Yeah. So some places are slow to get them because they haven't invested per se.
Yes.
To get that plug-in and everything else.
Yeah, and it's like the old adage: if you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
So if you have it, you'll be able to sell it.
Yeah. So you guys are set up for EV. You're set up for the 400 horse Supra.
Yeah.
Anything exciting otherwise coming from Toyota, or was the Supra the big one?
The Supra was the big one. We're looking forward to the RAV4 Prime, which is in very, very short supply. We've already exhausted our one that we're getting this year. And COVID has a part to do with this, about getting vehicles in. But each dealership was basically getting one of these vehicles. We probably got 25, 30 people on the list for this plug-in RAV4 that has 300 horsepower.
So it's a hybrid?
It's a hybrid plug-in.
Yeah. And then did they do so with that, again, I know other brands, when they go EV, they kind of change the look of it. So is this a whole new RAV4?
Looks just like the ones that we're releasing, whether it's gas or hybrid RAV4s.
Yeah.
Just got a few extra features on it.
Yeah.
It distinguishes itself from the others, but the shape is
just the same.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool, because I think this EV thing, I mean, I've always been skeptical of going full electric. I don't
for
think
this
we're
large
there
country,
yet.
correct.
Yeah, I don't think it's there yet. Yeah, because I mean, well, you and I are Niagara guys. You know, we haven't been for over a year, but we enjoy, fine wine and to travel. I mean, that's a good haul, and I don't think society is ready yet to stop in Belleville to charge for 2 hours or however long it takes. I have no clue.
Yeah.
But the hybrids,
well,
I think that's the game changer.
We've got regenerative braking on them. So if you slow down on the highway, you're getting energy back to the battery.
It's cranking that battery generator back. Yeah. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you just drive in reverse the whole way there, charging? The 401's going to change direction, people. It's reverse only in one lane. No. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Now that we've said it, somebody's going to steal our idea, and there's going to be a reverse lane somewhere.
Or someone will just come into me and say, do I have to reverse all the time?
Yeah. It's one of those things that, I constantly say, I just don't know. As much as we've evolved, I've made this reference 100 times, I think now, but Joe Rogan had I don't know if it was on his podcast or a TV special, but he said, if you go back in time, a lot of the stuff we talk about historically is only 2 or 3 people ago.
Yes.
On a scale of 100 years. That's only 2 or 3 people. So with us evolving these E vehicles and these hybrids and, like we say, joking about driving reverse in one lane, we're trained monkeys, man. I don't know if we can learn that quick. We're still crashing into lit up Toyota signs on Stewart.
Yeah.
On a 4-lane
highway.
It
took a lot to get there.
Well, hey, maybe you guys just sell that good of stuff and they want it in. They were like, "Is Neal working today? I'm making a hard left."
That was a hard left.
So lots of sales happening at Toyota still through COVID.
Most
to talk
definitely.
about it a bit.
Yeah,
so you guys have adapted pretty good. And how's that going?
Very good. The by appointment only, excellent way of going, because people can understand that the vehicle is sanitized for them. They are going to be the only one looked after by said salesperson. So you might have 3 people in the dealership at one time.
So do you find that's helping you guys? Like, do you find, a lot of people have answered yes to this, do you find that these safety systems, and I'm a big fan of society slowing down a bit, like the high pace. So if they make an appointment now, it's not like you have 3 salesmen on staff, because it's normally, let's say, a slow Thursday.
Right.
Just as an example, you have 3 salesmen on staff, and you're all fighting over the one person. Like, first one out the door normally got to talk to them first, right?
Sure.
Or you got 3 salesmen on and 20 people come in and somebody leaves. So does the by appointment really make sense to the car industry?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you find it's better and manageable and easier?
Yeah. Because you don't have the tire kickers.
Yeah.
You've got someone serious
coming in,
it would filter,
it would filter them out.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So you have serious buyers that are looking to move out of their old vehicle that's not working anymore, able to spend the time with them, and
probably researched a bit already too, because you've fished them into the website at this point or the Facebook page.
They've done research. They've figured out where they want to be, and then we're able to vet them out over the phone before they're coming in, have the vehicle that they want up front ready to drive, and it's nice for the customer and excellent for us.
Yeah.
Comfortable.
Yeah, we're hearing from a lot of professionals that the exodus of COVID will remain a bit the same, because me hopefully hearing how much better it is this way, and the tire kickers, I mean, as much as maybe you get 50% of those tire kickers as a sale, 50% aren't.
Well, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
But these systems that are in place with COVID, I hope some of them carry through, because I think we're fine-tuning stuff, because we're always so head down, go.
Yeah.
The system works, don't change it,
Yeah.
Don't break it. But this is an improvement.
Yeah. Taking that little bit of time, putting your head up instead of putting it in the sand and looking around and breathing warrants a lot more. It gives you more time with the customer, more time to concentrate on the product that you're working on. And with where we are, and we could be there for another 2 years, safety.
Yeah. No, and I think it is. I think 2 more years.
Yeah.
I think 2 more years of, I mean, it might be green or whatever the heck they call it.
Yes.
But I mean, wearing a mask, keeping our distance, showing respect, showing patience, sanitizing your hands, washing the cars. Because I mean, I remember growing up, rental cars.
Yeah. How many people are in there?
Yeah. You don't know what transpired in the last, let's say, week of that car, let alone hours.
Right.
So that stigma's there, but you guys are now, spit shining and cleaning, like full on detailing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. So that's going good. Toyota, safe place to go for people. Book that appointment.
Most definitely.
Get in, test drive that 400 horsepower Supra. Get it away from Chris. So a little bit about the shipping. Toyota is based out of. Do they have a Canadian manufacturer? Like, are your cars normally like coming from Canada, or are you dealing with shipping?
So we've got our Cambridge plant.
Yep.
And we do RAV4s down there. A lot in the States as well.
Yep.
So Toyota has manufacturing in Canada. We have a proud Canadian RAV4 that we use as a loaner for customers that you might see going around town. And
I do. I see it a lot. Yeah.
So that's a big part. I had a customer a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a retired employee of the Cambridge plant.
Oh, that's cool.
And he gets a wonderful discount, and so he should. He's been working there for an awful long time, and he took away this beautiful hybrid Platinum Highlander, just a gorgeous vehicle.
He didn't buy a RAV.
He didn't buy a RAV.
He
bought
the
a
model
Highlander.
number, make sure it's one he built.
But it's nice to be able to look after people that have been working on the line for a long time, and they're coming down, and they're COVID.
Do you take time to talk to somebody like that maybe knows something you don't?
If they're able to, they have that insight. Does it have this, Neal? Did it have? Yeah.
See, and that's why I love the podcast, is talking to people that I may not know about something, and I ask them about it. And but having somebody that's manufactured a RAV, I think I'd pick their brain a little bit. Like a lot of people don't know, like with Jeep. So you go back to the Wranglers and the TJs, the old ones. There's Easter eggs.
Oh yeah.
On the Jeep, they've hidden like little Jeep things. I think there's 7.
Oh yes.
on every Jeep.
Oh, so they have a little secret stuff.
Easter eggs, they're called, and they're hidden on the Jeeps. And if it's an original Jeep, you should be able to find, I think it's 7 to 11 Easter eggs. And you know me, I like joking around and Batman stuff and all this other stuff. So finding little Easter eggs. I think I was about 6 months into Jeep ownership. That's my second toy.
Yes.
And I found out about these. Well, I was outside in the driveway and checking, and I think we found 4 that we were evident, like the windshield.
Yes.
The black line that goes around it, it comes down, and it actually has the 2 dots in the grill in the black line. So my windshield had been replaced at some time because it was gone.
Oh, okay.
But thing, I did find some of the Easter eggs. That's pretty cool. So, neat. I challenged Toyota to come out with some Easter eggs to make life fun, because I don't think we can have enough fun in life.
No, definitely.
I think we need to. So that's pretty cool. As far as going forward, why I was asking about the ordering is I shared I was talking to a Matrix, so they're a personal fitness equipment supplier.
Okay.
And we were just chatting, and he was in Toronto. I was talking to him mid-February, so they were in about 3 months of being locked down, because they got locked down in November 23rd.
Oh, that's hard.
And they were still in it. But he shared me this article, because he was telling me they have nothing. Nothing. They can't sell anything. So it seems everything was steel or that's shipped.
Right.
Is having a lot of trouble in Canada.
Yes.
Across the board. So he shared me this article about the shipping containers coming. So they bring everything from, I think it comes from, I think it's Europe. Somewhere in Europe. I think it's Germany, but anyway. The shipping container industry, apparently European side docks are like at capacity and overflowing in how slow they're getting stuff across.
Yeah.
So, and then I was looking for a treadmill, and I've tried all the big names locally, like .ca's, all the local ones. They're all sold out. And then you look at the European and U.S. markets, which say they ship as well, but they're saying 3 to 6 months to ship it. And I was like, what's going on? So that's why I was alluding to is how's your supply chain coming in? Like, do you find, like, with the new RAV4, I think you stated that EV RAV4 is kind of the newest thing.
Yes.
Are you seeing a slow in that supply chain of getting it, or are things kind of monkeying their way through now?
So certain vehicles we've got enough of. The regular...
Yeah, you have a big lot.
Yeah. The gas RAV4, hybrid RAV4 is good.
Yeah.
Certain other vehicles, Tundras, Tacomas, Venzas, are basically an order and a spec vehicle for someone. I've ordered a Tundra the other day for a lady. It's going to be 4 months.
And so what was normal before?
We'd have 5 on the lot.
Oh, okay.
Already. So we're short supplied on a number of vehicles, but if someone does want that vehicle, going in today after this, and putting an order in for someone, it'll probably be 12 weeks. But they will
Which,
get
again,
that.
I think is the new normal.
It is.
I mean, it's not, like, we don't work for Amazon.
No.
We can't get it to you tomorrow. They don't just have RAV4s just droning themselves in everywhere.
Yeah, and that's a new normal for the public, too, of realizing I just can't walk in and get that vehicle I'm looking for. But you know what? Order it, and you'll get the vehicle you want. And
flip side, the part you're missing, I'll do a bit of sales tactic with you. I mean, you guys have an educated service bay, lots of them in tax. If it's a issue with their current vehicle, right? If it's a priority buy, you guys can definitely service the current vehicle and help them wait it out.
Oh, most definitely.
But there's all kinds of different avenues to support those people to make sure that waiting period is adequate.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ones that don't care are the ones that their vehicle's fine and it's just, hey, Neal, I saw your ad and I want a Supra.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I want to see what 400 horsepower is.
Yes.
So that's, I think it's across the board. Everyone's seeing those delays. We ordered a new plotter here at the office, and it came quick, but they just got one in.
Right.
Kind of like, they had a demo. It was there. So off it went, and I was okay with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been, I believe they said about 16 weeks.
Yeah. We've been doing a number of dealer trades with other dealers.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's also getting that dealer to say, I'll give this vehicle up.
Because they're sacrificing it too.
Right. So
Yeah.
what are you going to give me for this? We're able to find things within 200 kilometers, drive it into the dealership if it's available. But if it's not, put an order in. They push it to the front of the line. They've been doing that, all through this last year. And the person will just wait for that vehicle and it'll come.
Yeah, and what people don't realize, one thing I got educated on when I went to look for my last vehicle, and then I've got a good friend looking, and I'll use it as an example, at a Ford Bronco, the new release Ford Bronco.
Yes, yeah.
So a lot of dealerships, based on the size of their town, get X number of vehicles.
Certainly.
So from only rumor, from what I hear is, and I saw it on the weekend, locally, there is one on the dealership.
Nice.
But it's not for sale because they're like a year to get a second one.
A second one.
So they want to show it and do that boarding.
Right.
So what people have to realize is if the Supra comes out, right, like just using it as an example, if the Supra comes out next week, and let's say it's the brand new Supra, it's would they be calling it a 2022 now?
So
let's say the Supra 2022 comes out. Just because we're in Brockville is one thing. They look at how much area you guys serve and sales reach, and then I don't know, they may say you get 2.
Correct.
But then Ottawa might get 40.
Yeah.
Right? So being able to talk to those dealerships and try to move material around, because maybe Ottawa sells 5.
Yeah.
And they have 35 on the lot.
Yeah.
They can start sharing.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool that you guys keep like a Toyota family in an open line so you can start moving vehicles.
Definitely.
And do you trade them, or is
Yeah.
it just you move a vehicle and Toyota knows it moves?
It's usually trade.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So it's almost a bartering.
Yeah.
I raise you 1 RAV for a Supra.
They might want more than that for the Supra. Yeah.
Well, if you say pretty please, you never know. You never know. So that's cool. So so dive into this soccer stuff. Educate me and sell me on Premier European soccer.
You have to understand people pick a team and stay with that team. Don't
it's
jump ship.
lifeblood.
Don't jump ship, right? So you get into the team. I've been, since I was a kid, Manchester United supporter through my dad. So I don't leave that. Yes, you can swear, you can bicker on your team and put them down a little bit, but then they'll pick you right up the next week. But watch the whole game, because you might miss just some spectacular overhead kick or flick that just makes the whole.
So what? So let me, because your wife. So is she into soccer?
Debbie's now into soccer.
Oh,
yes,
now
yes,
into. So
yes.
you
It's an education.
Yeah.
It's,
hit the remote, cornered her for 2 hours, and said, "Watch this." No. It is an education, because again, I'm a big sports guy.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I feel the know your team and bleed, because I'm a New York Giants fan. We haven't had a good year in, I don't know, I've given up, but I'm still a New York Giants
right.
fan. I mean, that's thick and thin all the way through.
So it's really getting immersed into it, understanding the rules are important.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, because they are a learning curve with the rules.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a learning curve, how this works, how that works. And then it's just watching athletes. You've got 11 athletes on the field, and they're trying to get the ball into the net.
Yeah.
And how do you do it? You have to do it a certain way.
I always tell people it's a testament to a sport when a net's that big and it takes that long to score.
Yes.
Whereas hockey, you see these 7-5s, and it's I don't know, 1/8 of the size of a soccer net.
Yeah.
And then they put the biggest guy possible in front of the net.
Tall, yes.
But with soccer, these guys, like, I've seen some of the saves if it's corner to corner, like those goalies, they're keepers,
flexible,
and they move.
Yeah.
Like, and the reaction time, because I mean, now with soccer, again, I think the evolution with the cards and everything that we talked about, but with soccer, these guys they know how to spin the ball to make it curve.
Yep.
Like, it's a science.
Oh yeah, definitely. You kick it with the inside of your foot, with the outside of your foot, with the back of your heel.
So did you ever play?
Oh, yes.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
So growing
Played.
up and...
Grew up, since I could walk, I kicked the ball. Probably played until I was 38 years old.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Tina
yeah.
Murray from Dominion Lending, she
Yes.
was on. She's still...
That's
Still
good.
going.
That's good.
She played, and she got invited up into a competitive league.
Nice.
And most people didn't know about her, but I did. We're close friends. And then, so have you ever done anything in the community with the soccer? Because we have a pretty big soccer club here.
We do. Yeah. I haven't yet. Maybe as we move into retirement, and that might be something of coaching, looking at that type of thing.
You're too young to retire.
I know.
I fear boredom. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to sit back and, okay, I got all the time in the world to watch soccer and dream about selling cars again.
Yeah.
But I've always said, and my grandfather, my father, all these guys, they always said, once you stop, you stop. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
No. So I guess it's just finding that next
that time.
that next thing,
Yeah.
even to do afterwards.
Yeah.
So I might not be sold on soccer, Neal. I'm going to admit.
What?
I watch the highlights. I'm a highlight guy, but I mean, baseball's another one. I just don't get into baseball.
I'm not a big baseball fan.
And it's supposedly like Canada's biggest game, and I'm like, is it? I was like, is it really?
I was watching baseball when the Jays when they were winning.
Yes.
But when they were winning, it was. But I just can't sit through it.
That's what it's like being a New York Giants fan.
Oh.
Is you watch when they're actually winning, but otherwise, there's just no point because you're going to get very mad. And soccer fans have a lot of emotion.
Oh, there's a lot of emotion. When
It's like a sea of red if it's a home game.
when the fans come back, which is nice because the fans are a large part of the stadium, and I think for a lot of sports
So what has soccer done? Do they have the virtual audience as well, like hockey and all these guys? I see now you can book yourself in, and I don't.
You can, I believe so. You can be part of a video screen that they put up, that type of thing. They've got the fan noise. Because we're in Canada watching it in England, you've got fan noise, which helps the environment for watching.
Big time. Yeah,
I've
I've tried to watch some of my regular sports, and I can't. And I'm glad to hear that they've adjusted. WrestleMania is a big thing. I heard they went ahead with WrestleMania with virtual fans. I saw some interviews and people talking about it, that it was the first one, but it was able to be done. Super Bowl, they put, I forget what it was. I think it was like 12,000 people.
They had a number of fans there.
And still got a streaker. Did you hear about that? They had a streaker go through, and apparently a guy, it was rigged.
They rigged it?
Well, the guy, like the guy that did it, he bet somebody that there would be a streaker, and he was able to get a ticket, and he did it. And there was some, anyway, it's hilarious. It's on social media. You can read it. It is funny. So it was like I think it was like a Vegas. They had betting, and the guy won like $100,000. And it was like, this is amazing. Like, it heartwarms me and makes me feel joy that there's hope for exit after COVID when there's stuff like that still happening.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when down south, it's always horrible when you see the hurricanes and the tornadoes.
Yes.
But there's always that guy surfing or swimming up the street behind the news reporter.
Yes.
That just
is paddling.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, your home probably just imploded, but at least you still got your kayak and you can have some fun.
Humanity.
Well, again, I said it. I think we just need to have a little, light in our life, and I think that's why you and I click, because we can be sarcastic, we can be honest, we can be truthful, and that's what people want, is this real.
Yeah,
like you have to be real.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
You don't get anywhere with lying.
Yeah, because I mean,
being fake.
Yeah, we spoke about it. Is you were working at the wine rack or whatever when I met you, and it was literally, it started as just you had to say hello.
Yes.
Trying to draw people in. I bought a few things. We got chatting, and we're staring down 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
where we've known each other. We'll stop anytime and chat. You can reach out and message me for advice on stuff, vice versa. Yeah. And that's a testament to how real you are in my books, because I don't do that to everyone. And I think it adds value to your career as a salesman here in a small community, because people are going to get to know, like you said, Neal's not a no bullshit, type of guy. Like there is no bullshit. It's honest, it's truth, and he puts his heart into what he does. Yeah, I think that's my.
Oh, thanks, Dave.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
Type. I always have a little heartfelt note. I'm trying to be Oprah Winfrey, right? I have made poor Willie cry.
You haven't got me crying yet.
I got Willie. I knew I had him. I had the grandkid talk, and those grandkids are his life, and I got him. We finished recording the episode, and I got home, and my wife, she was like, "How did it go?" And I said, "I'm freaking Oprah Winfrey." I was like, so I standed there. She's like, "What?" I was like, "I made Willie cry. So you get a car, and you get a car, and everyone gets a car." I'm weird. I'm a dork at home, so she's funny. Used to it. But so that's pretty cool, man. It's I was gonna say, like, with COVID, has Chris made any comments to like the team? I always isolate Chris. My apologies, but he's the one I know. Do you think they're going to keep the appointment thing? Like, I know we just shifted into red here locally, which, yes. I mean, red, orange, yellow, and green. It is the exact same for you.
Yes, we are open.
Like, all four colors mean nothing to my business.
Right.
I mean, you got to wear a mask. We got to limit distance. We got to sanitize. You got to make appointments.
Yes.
But that's the same for all these regions. I'm tired of these colors. But going forward, let's say we get into green, and green's the new norm, like for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Right. Is the appointment thing something? Have they made a decision that they think they're going to stick with it?
It's a good thing to be able to say to your customer, "You can come in. You're going to have my attention with you." Instead of breaking off, putting you out on a test drive, looking after someone else,
or staring around the yard, seeing if there's other people that are.
And we do get, when it's fully open, we do have that where people.
I've seen it. I've went by on a Saturday there, and it's crazy.
Be very busy.
Yeah. And it's. But why I'm wondering about the new normal, because, I think a lot of businesses. Here's my advice to the Toyota team. A lot of businesses have to realize we've endured 12 months now.
Yep.
Okay? We're going to endure at least another 12 months unvaccinated.
Yes.
They're saying August. It'll happen earlier, I think. But let's say they're right.
Yeah. And we still got to get the second one.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's say the end of the year, right? We're going into a little speed bump now. But then another year goes by where we're adjusting to a 60% vaccinated population. What my information and knowledge tells me is we've now trained people for 3 years. So if we revert back to 2019 ways,
correct,
it's a re-education.
Yes.
So I think as business people, we have to take the opportunity to fine-tune our businesses and adapt to these. I say it all the time about us. I'm calling myself and everyone out there, we're glorified chimpanzees who have been trained to operate said vehicles and by appointment. You can't just stop it because the COVID went away.
Right.
So, I'd be curious if it's, like I said along the way, I think that appointment thing, I think you guys are onto something that should have been there.
It's
because he can control staff easier. When you're coming in, if you're busy or not, or if
definitely.
You need to drum up sales, right?
Yeah.
Because you're looking at your calendar probably on your phone or in a portal.
Yes.
And you have 10 appointments that day.
Yeah.
Or none.
Yes.
So to say, hey, I got to call a few leads.
Yeah.
Or
I
don't need to.
Appointment.
Yeah.
Yep. Much like a doctor.
Yeah.
If you're able to work that way, great for the customer. They know what they're getting into. They've got to spend time probably of 2 hours if they're doing a full test drive turn going into the whole conversation. If you're an hour and then you've got another hour, not enough time to dedicate to one customer that time that is needed to go through a vehicle, educate them on what they're looking for.
So one of the things going back, the stigmas of automobile sales, is the salesman of the month. Do you guys do that?
We do.
Yeah?
Yeah, we do.
Who's the champ right now?
I am.
That a boy. I knew it. I was leading in.
We have a sales leader belt, and it looks like a WWF belt.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. So do you get it, like, is it on your desk?
It's on my chair. One of the chairs. One of the guest chairs. It sits there.
So is it with pride displayed? Like, are you, I know John's over there now. Like, is the chair turned so John can see it all day?
Of course.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't, I was going to ask you to do it for me.
Well, it faces him.
That's awesome. See, again, one of the great things about the Walker family and the team of salesmen that you guys have down there is that, like, it's a wrestling belt.
Yes.
It's not just your photo up on the wall, and people got to realize that, there's Neal 12 months in a row. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's some fun.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
I think Chris and I think the Walker boys, I think we're all roughly the same age. So, I think that my dad and I used to argue. Well, not argue, just he didn't agree with being goofy and all that. And I think that, so he was born in 54.
Okay.
So I think anything, let's go a 10-year generation. From 1954 to 1964, and even probably 74, because I was born in 77. That generation, you suit up, you sit across a table, you proper etiquette, never swear, and just follow the manual.
Yes.
And then my generation came through, and this is where you guys, because we're not in the same generation, you've adapted well, and I think, and John has really adapted to my generation.
Yeah.
We want to have fun.
You got to have fun.
Yeah, but people relax more too. Like a car is a major investment.
Usually the second major
right,
investment.
House,
and house, then, car.
Yeah. See, I disagree. I think the most major is our spouses. That's what costs me the most.
That's true, Dave.
Natasha's happy, but so yeah. I always say, and I will be a little sexist. It goes wife, house, car, and then wife, house, wife's car, your car. Because you gotta have two, right? Everyone's gotta have two.
Gotta have two cars.
Yeah. You can do the his and her Toyotas.
Yes, we have that.
Yeah, I think most do. I always laugh. There's one. I think it's a Mini Cooper.
Okay.
It's in Spencerville, and they're negatives of each other.
Oh,
so it's a
nice.
White with,
nice job.
It's a white with black and orange trim, and a black with white and orange trim.
Yes.
And like you see them, and I remember pointing to Natasha saying, "That's a sister vehicle."
Yeah.
Like that's a his and her.
Yes.
That's the way it's supposed to be done. It's not you both buy RAV4s. That's not a his and her. You got to get the opposite paint jobs or the match. And that these guys had, I think it says Mrs. and Misters on the plates.
Yeah. That's kind of fun.
That's cool.
You got to have fun.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And I think that's this generation thing. That's what you get. And I know the team and the few salesmen that have moved over to Toyota. I mean, you guys got a good crew going on over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then a big service department?
Big service department. Yeah.
How many? There's quite a few bays there.
We've got 6 bays.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
Again, Brockville, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You could people come from Toronto or where there's 7 Toyotas or whatever.
Oh,
right.
Yeah,
but then they got 12 bays. You got to remember, there's a ton of people there.
Yeah.
There's only 25,000, 26,000 people in Brockville.
Yes.
In the city center, 6 bays is a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, we're inundated with car dealerships, it seems here, but we service a big area.
We do service a big area.
Yeah.
People come a long way to come down to Brockville.
Kingston would have a Toyota.
They do.
Ottawa would.
Cornwall.
Yeah.
And so we're right in between that.
But if you go, that's what I'm trying to do is you set those boundaries. That's a 40-minute drive west.
Yeah.
45 east and an hour north.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys got an hour bubble, and I know Leeds Granville Lanark area. That's 700,000 in that community. Does Perth or any of those places have a Toyota?
No.
Yeah, so you guys are servicing 700,000.
Smith Falls. Yeah.
Smith Falls has a
No.
No. So 700,000 people.
Yeah.
6 bays. It sounds like Chris needs to add a couple bays.
Yeah. They might be coming.
Well, it's one of the nice things is I think it was such a prime location when they developed it, and they really took advantage of the corner. Again, architect speaking, right?
Yes.
And the way they pronounced the building on the lot.
Yes.
I think it was really, really well done. It really was, and I think you guys got a prime location.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming out, man.
Oh,
We made it.
it was
We made
awesome.
it to the It's you know, we encourage everyone. Like, the chair's open to anyone.
Yeah, which is nice.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, we love our approved professionals, which Thousand Islands Toyota is the only car dealership through the approved professionals that we recommend. 100% vetted, 100% approved, and we're proud to have you with us. I want to, and that's second to that. I know the Toyota guys they did a prom and they did a gala.
Yes.
There, once we're back to normal.
The prom was amazing.
The prom was
there
amazing.
that day.
I was at the gala that they had there, the Christmas gala, I think, with the chamber. I want an approved professionals event there. So
Yeah, that'll be awesome.
tell those
when
guys
we get
that
open.
once we're I'm not going with a mask.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking my whiskey through a mask. I don't need a filter. Well, I need a filter, but not on my whiskey. But yeah, it's a great location. Located.
555 Stewart Boulevard.
I knew Stewart Boulevard, but I didn't know the number,
yeah.
so I wanted to make sure. So 555 Stewart Boulevard. Online or social media to make an appointment with you. Like, they've got a million ways to connect with Neal and make
most
an appointment.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, summer's coming. Time to put a nice shiny car in their driveways and get out and ride one.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, sir. Thanks
Right.
for having me.
Thanks, Dave.
Yep. So reach out to Neal at Thousand Islands Toyota, 342-9111, or email him at npedder, Pedder, at thousandislandstoyota.com. For more information, visit www.ontapproved.ca. The Pros Talk is an Ontario approved professionals production. Special thanks to DCE Media Productions, dcemediaproductions.ca.